strike me down with all of your hatred, and your journey towards the dark side will be complete.
What's going on, YouTube? It's the Two Debase Boys back again. I'm here with my boy Gabe. And today we have a sick video we're doing for you guys. We've been on a little Palpatine kick a little bit lately, just because we're trying to spice things up with Django being banned and the meta opening up a little bit. We thought we'd revisit some of these good leaders that we used to trust and play. Today we want to build a Palp Yellow list because I think that Palp Yellow personally is the most flexible version to build right now. There's arguments for the other builds as well, blue and green, but today we're going to work on a yellow list from the ground up. My boy Gabe is going to support us, and yeah, let's jump right into it. So let's start on the low end. Let's think about a couple of includes that are like, these are auto includes in Palp.
That's easy. Resupply carrier, and super laser tech.
So let's get our ramp. So we'll go 3 resupply. Get our super laser techs. 3 and 3. I think it's 3 and 3, right? In most lists.
Yeah.
And you're high in this supply carrier.
Oh yeah.
Because you could just, if you want, you could just put it out to ramp and then kill it if you don't really need it.
The thing is, it's not just that. You're on the 6 resource turn when you're playing it most times, and so when you play it, you go to 7. The next turn, you're at 8 resources. That's your flip turn. So you get to do a lot on that flip turn.
Why don't we wait on that one for now? Well, we'll put it in here. We'll put it in here for now. And what do you do? 3 of or 2 of?
3 of 100%. It is such it. I can't understate how good of a card it is.
I think there's an argument for also. Are we doing? Or there's more of a conversation than an argument of like, are we doing the Underworld package with the Forlom Suzukas, or are we looking to play Poggle to maybe generate some card draw with Quinlan being really popular? Like, where do you see what's more important right now?
It's hard to decide. Like, I mean, that's one thing that made me like not pick yellow and just go green. And like for the longest time is because I just didn't know how to build yellow. Poggle seems pretty good. I know Crispy's not too high on him right now. Me neither, kind of. It's hard to get it to happen a lot of the times. The droids get pinged. I mean, Django's gone now, so there could be an argument for him. I'd say go ahead and throw him in for now. He gets that stack ability going.
We'll put him as a 3-0 for now. Salacious Crumb, I think, needs to be in here.
Oh yeah, Salacious, the bum. He has to be in there.
Salacious Bum.
Dude, you know what I call it now whenever I heal with him?
What?
So I go bum heal.
Bum heal?
Yep.
He is somewhat of a bum, but he does a lot of annoying things in the deck. Like, this is why I love Poggle so much, is because you can play Poggle on your opening turn if they don't Tarkin Town it, and then you play the Crumb, and then from there on forward, it's just like a, you know, it's a droid generator while you're healing. So that's pretty cool. I'll leave Salacious at a 3 right now. He might be a 2, but that's if we want to fit like the Bazines and the Yularans, because we want to get the healing. I love Crumb with Yularan because you're obviously healing 2 instead of the 1 when you play the Crumb. When he's at when Yularan's out. So let's put Yularan in there.
Yularan's pretty sick, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we have to dip into more green than yellow, but yellow is still an incredible like color that we're gonna splash in there.
Yeah, yellow's gonna tie things together when we get to the top end.
Speaking of a yellow card, we got put Unmasking in there.
Unmasking, I don't have in my current. Oh wait, no, I think I do have it in my list.
Dude, that card is insane in this deck.
Then that tells me we need to probably put Poggle in here, just so we can make sure we're not throwing away cards we need, and we're actually able to like draw out enough to discard and play the card.
I also would play Palp's Return. And I think you know where I'm going with this.
Oh yeah, because you're
Yeah.
able to recur what you discard.
Yep. So play it at a 2.
Put it at a 2. Maybe it's sideboard, but not if unmasking is going to be in the main board. Unmasking might be better even just into like hard control.
I think it's good because you can recur a lot of things, especially with this deck. It's actually a lot better and then with top end, I'm considering running 3 Mauls and 2 Cad mains.
Yeah, in my current build that I have built already, we've got 2 Cad Banes. I think I just have 2 of everything: 2 Vaders, 2 Cad Banes, 2 Devastators, and 2 Mauls. But I don't know.
I'm not very big on Darth Vader right now. He's not cutting it for me.
Yeah. I do still like playing Vader and then dropping Sentinels. So like something I've had in here is the 2/4 yellow-black Sentinel ship. What's that called again?
Oh, the contracted jump master. Yeah, no, that's perfect.
So contracted can go in. Put a 3 of. I do think if we're playing Poggle and Yularen, we definitely have to have Emperor's Royal Guard. And honestly, in testing, Emperor's Royal Guard has been so good.
It's an MVP, yeah.
Yeah, and like they're not unique, so you can play multiple.
Yeah, that's true. I never got the chance to do that though. My opponent always kind of gets to the point where they answer it before I play another one, which isn't really a bad thing.
I'm gonna put Crumb at 2 because I do want to fit. You know who? If we're gonna play some Vaders, Bazine. Bazine has just been so good lately. Obviously, if you're doing McClunky stuff, it's even better. But just having Bazine, being able to smuggle her if you don't want her in your hand and play it when they're not expecting it, I think is very good. Still, even though they're able to draw a card after you discard them, I still think she's good.
It's hard for me to like her because a lot of the time when I feel like it's the perfect time to play her, I end up drawing my opponent into the exact card that they want that turn because they don't have it. And a lot of the times it's like, you gotta think of what the chances are that they have it versus if they don't.
Yeah.
If you're playing against like another like hard control deck and like they're drawing like nuts, like then it's more than likely that you can say, hey, and it's more than likely that they have the card and I need to take that card out of their hand than if they don't. And like the body that she leaves behind isn't the best. It's like a 1/3, right? Yeah, and then if you pay 4 for it to smuggle it out, it could really hurt.
Yeah, we'll leave her as a maybe then for now. I find that she's been pretty useful, but then again, maybe it's just not worth it. Let's see, what else do we put up in here? We'll get the must-haves out of the way. Maybe we could start there. So, like, No Good to Me Dead, I think there's a place for at least 2 of those. This is just strictly for really, like, Anakins and the Hans. It feels really good when you have it, knowing that you can stop a lot of damage, and I think it's worth including a couple, yeah. Overwhelming Barrage in this deck is probably a 2 of. I'm not really big on... I mean, we just have to look at your Overwhelming Barrage targets. Like, everything on our list right now is just not worth playing Overwhelming Barrage on, right? So, like, why play 3 when I'm probably only going to get across 2 of them at the end of the game, you know? Like, I'm only gonna have a couple of units to really use it on, like Cad Bane or Maul, that make it worth it. What do you think?
Well, we've got Cad Bane, we've got Maul. I think we're going to do resupply our reinforcement walkers. We've got Devastator. I think Relentless is sideboard. 1 to 2 of. You're putting Relentless on the side? It's actually very interesting because Relentless stops a lot of things. Especially if we're doing a couple of discard options like Unmasking and Bazine. There's a lot of things that Quinlan has, like they have to burn a force throw and then another event if they want to hit you with something. Like we're ramping too, so we get there quicker. Like there's the hard controls that we have to win game 1 because if we don't, then it's just going to be a problem. And we have intentional draws now too, so people are going to be like wanting to slow play, you know.
Yeah.
So we gotta strong arm the first game, and then we can sideboard Relentless back out if you know they just weren't having it like in that matchup.
So where'd you put Devastator? 2 of?
Yeah, I have him at a 2 of. He could be a 1 of, honestly. It's like, you know, it's right now like if the meta is like more aggro, then Devastator, you only need 1 to finish the game.
Yeah, and if they discard us of it, then we also have Palp's Return to bring that back out.
Exactly, precisely.
Yeah, so that might be able to... Having Palp's Return allows us to flex some of the numbers. So we've got Maul at 3, Vader at 2, Cad Bane at 2. I think that stays... I think that's fine.
But my opinion is Vader is cut. I mean, I literally don't have the card, but I still think that I wouldn't play him even if I had him.
I do think he's really good to drop, like, you know, you could drop... My phone's ringing. You could drop Bazine and Karum on the same play, which is pretty good when you play Vader. You can also drop, like, your Emperor's Royal Guards. Like, it helps you dig for things you might need, but... I still feel like, and then if they don't deal with Vader, and you're able to claim, you could play Overwhelming Barrage on him. So not only are you ambushing, getting units out, but the very next turn, if they don't deal with him, then you get to, you know, potentially wipe a few units. So like I've done that a lot with this list, or with this deck.
I guess so. Yeah.
Maybe I'll just leave him at a 2 of for now. So we're at 44 cards, and this is just like we haven't even sideboarded yet. What other events do we need?
Change of Heart.
Change of Heart, so we need at least 2 of those. That might even be a 3 of.
I would go 3. That card's nutty.
I do think Traitorous is amazing right now.
Yes, that's another 3 of.
So that gets us, that helps us, that's like our aggro matchup support. So that puts us at 50 cards with the list we currently have. So some things I think that would go good in here over Unmasking is Frozen and Carbonite. I think that card is very good right now. It's just another way to stall your opponent. Another card I've been messing with and toying with is In Debt to Crimson Dawn. The reason being is just it's a 2-cost version of kind of what you're trying to achieve with
Yeah, they've already attacked with it, and it's tabbed down. You just put it on there.
Yeah, and then okay, do you want to keep your unit up, or do you have the resources to pay for this? Like, I think early game, it's kind of like I won't call it a Tarkin Town, but if like I'm not playing Tarkin Town with this list, obviously, but if they play their first turn play and then I put this on it, who's gonna pay 2 to untap that opening play? Like, no one's gonna do that.
True, that's true. I think I like that over Frozen then, actually.
Yeah, it throws you're telling yourself, okay, I'm playing a set 4 card, so it makes it a little more spicy. They're not really sure how to navigate around it. Frozen and Carbonite, they kind of, it does what it does.
Yeah, incrementally outvalue them with this card too, because like they don't want to have to play below curve in order to get there.
No, like you put this on a Green Squadron A-Wing against Sabine, and their whole game plan is thrown off. Like, you want to play that wing leader? Well, you're not going to be able to untap that Green Squadron.
Is what a lot of people are playing now on the wing instead of wing leaders. They're going Chewbacca on the A-Wing. Because you can't waylay it, and you can't just outright kill it. But that's why we got Traitorous. My favorite line ever in all of Palpatine is resupply into Traitorous on that big unit that they just made.
Yeah, that's great, because it doesn't say, like, without a pilot, because pilots didn't exist when this came out. So that's what makes it really good right now, is keeping the pilot shenanigans in check. And stealing a Chewie is like, that just feels amazing. Okay, so now we're at 53 cards. Where do we trim?
I think we could trim 1 Change of Heart.
Go down to 2 Change of Heart. You're like You're set on this resupply carrier, though. You don't think that sits at a 2 of with all the other ramp we have?
No, I think it's an automatic 3 of in Palp decks. You flip next turn. It's literally a 6 resource. You play it, I'm flipping next turn. And I have a body that I can sack to ping one of your guys, and I can steal. Like, it's an insured flip and steal next turn, basically.
Having Poggle in here, I feel obligated to have at least one of choose sides.
Yeah, choose sides is great.
One of. Just
I mean, one of it's fine, yeah. I mean, there's other people who play Palp that's got one of choose sides in there.
Well, it's like, do we choose sides, or do we just put a third change of heart in there? You know, like, why choose sides?
Choose sides is if they got, like, if we reached the end game, right, and they got a Luke, and we got a droid, and we're like, you know what? Give me that Luke.
You could do the same with change of heart, though, but then I'm obligated to use Palp's ability to defeat the Luke.
Exactly, like, you keep their end game. That's what we're saying. It's like you're basically saying, you just wasted 7 resources on playing a droid, and I got a Luke.
It's a great freaking feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so our curve on the low end, it basically goes from, and you have to figure, like, we are ramping, so maybe it's okay to not have any, like, 4 or 5 drops, but we do have the resupply carrier, so I think that makes up for not having any, like, mid-game, I guess.
Yeah.
I think with this list, your goal is to stabilize a little healing with Yulorans, drop the Royal Guards in the way, create the droids with Poggle, and continue to ping and draw cards. That keeps you clear of, like, the Quinlan discard shenanigans. And gives you options down the road. What else are we missing? So right now we're at 53. We're at 53, so we got to go back down. Cad Bane unit is a 2 of. We've got Vader at a 2. Maybe we'll go 1 on Vader. For now, I think also, like, I think Relentless might be a sideboard card for, like. Maybe we'll go 1 in the sideboard.
Okay.
And leave Devastator and Relentless at a 1 of. I do think Devastator should be at a 2, but
So against hard control, like, the main reason I like Relentless in the main board is because you gotta win game 1.
Yeah.
Like, it's like if you don't win game 1, you're done for.
And you think hard control is going to be really popular going into, like, these PQs we have coming up?
Blue is going to be rampant. I think Boss Blue is going to be the hard control deck.
I'm keeping it at 2 of them.
Yeah.
I'll put one in the side to make it up a 3 of, though. So I'll keep 2 in the list and then put 1 in the side, and then Devastator I'm gonna put 2.
Instead of doing out green list, I'm like, yeah, I need more.
Yeah, so I put 1 Devastator, 2 in the side for Devastator. That might be for hard control, where we literally side in the gauntlet, you know, and it's just like, okay, how many Fell the Dragons do you have?
What's really funny is, like, I'm thinking about putting Salvage in my sideboard too, just so I can, like, keep recurring the Relentless over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's dirty. There's also a world where being over 50 cards by maybe a couple cards isn't even that bad, but
it's not. It really
when you're
isn't.
Drawing out.
I do think that we gotta be more cutthroat with some of the cards.
I think. What do you mean by that?
What else are we thinking about getting? Commandeer?
Commandeer on the side.
Yeah, that's a sideboard.
I think
card,
that's how we do with that Boba Yellow. The new
that
Boba deck.
Sense, yeah.
I
Along with the Sentinel that we've got.
I think 3 of would actually be good. 3 of the Commandeer.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with that.
Maybe there's a world where we actually put a 3rd Cad Bane in the sideboard for, like, I think 2 is actually fine.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been playing Cad Bane and Palp because I don't play that color that much.
Yeah, I think it's just really good against some of the space stuff. Like, it just shuts down the Boba 4 deck. Because you end up capturing all their stuff.
I've seen a couple of Iden Colossus running around, too.
So just more hard control.
Yeah, a lot of people... I'm surprised. A lot of people really started going to hard control instead of, like, just straight up blistering aggro now that that's unlocked by Django being banned. They're just all doing hard control.
I think it's also a matter of the mid-range decks coming back, like, you know, the Ray Tarkin Towns, the Lukes, the Yodas, all those decks need to be kept in check, and I think Hard Control does a really good job of doing that. That's why I'm feeling like Palp is going to be huge, because you're hoping to just dodge aggro in your matchups at the PQs, but if you get matched up against these mid-range decks, or these decks that want to go late game, like, Palp does it better, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see. Right now on the main, we've got 52 cards, and the sideboard we're at 6. What else can go on the sideboard?
Waylays.
Yeah, Waylay's good. Maybe 2 of. And that'll put us at 8 in the sideboard. And maybe we go... I'm trying to think of something oddball here.
Hot shot.
Hot shot blaster. Just to get a... It's not even... Oh, because it's red. That's right.
Yeah.
Hot shot on Palp would be hot.
Make him a 6/10. Actually, what's really interesting is, like, I've won so many games just because I put command on a Palp and I gave him like 2 XP tokens, and I just kept going 6 in the base. Like,
yeah,
they
6. Yeah, I think Hot
he's
Shot
got
would
such
be
a big booty.
I wonder if Hot Shot would be just better if I was playing the full Underworld package with like the 4 alums and the Zuckus, but
I don't think 4 Lemon Zuckus is really that good. Maybe no, not even with ramp, because you want 4 Lum on like the 4 resource turn.
So sideboard is at 10. We've got 2 Hot Shots, and what would you even like side that in against?
Well, I was just joking, but I mean,
Oh really?
yeah, I was literally just joking. I was making a joke. I mean, I wouldn't really. Maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't really play this in this deck.
Okay. I thought it was a good idea. You often have a couple resources left over when you get to the late games. Like when you have Palp out, hey, pumps aren't bad. I always wondered why like Surprise Strike wouldn't go in a deck like this, but I guess because you're controlling so much during the overall game, and then late game you're dropping bombs. Like, why do you need to?
Yeah, the pumps don't really matter when you're dealing like 7 to 10 to base, like, you know, with one. So
I got 2 left in the sideboard. We need.
you put 2 of McClunky on the side.
Maybe I'll go to. I'll cut one of the In Debt to Crimson Dawns. McClunky would be good because I do have Bazine, Crumb. I guess that's it though.
Oh yeah,
we only have 2 and 2 of for the Underworld. Oh, and then we have the Contracted Jumpmaster. I think, yeah, I'll go 2 of the In Debt to Crimson Dawn. OB, I think, just stays at 2. No Good to Me Dead stays at a 2. Unmasking. I'm wondering if we stay 3 of on the Unmasking. Cutting one more card. Resupply Carrier has to be at a 3. I don't know about that.
It's a crazy good card. You'll know when you have you ever played it in a Palp?
Yeah, no, not in Palp, but I've played it in Piet.
Yeah, no. If you play it in Palp, it is a game changer. Believe it. Like, you find a resupply carrier on the 6th resource turn, you're just like, oh my god, I can flip next turn, and they won't even see it coming.
I think we'll go. I'll put 1 Unmasking in the side and go down to 2. That puts us at 9 in the sideboard. And then Choose Sides might just be a sideboard card.
Maybe, yeah. I think that sounds right. About right.
Oh, that puts us at 49. Then we could bump something up 1
In
more.
debt.
But okay, I'll put that back up to 3.
Damn,
card. So that's our list, man. Let's pull it up on the deck image. Let me see if this will work on screen. There we go. So let me zoom out a little. Oh, there's our list, man. So I think the camera's blocking some of it, but this is the list. I mean, as you guys saw, we kind of just shot from the hip on this, but I think overall this is what you're trying to do in Palp Yellow. There's a couple of splashed set 4 cards that really stand out. You know, the Resupply Carrier, the Crimson Dawn. What else do we got in here? We do have
the Carrier, the Indebted Crimson Dawn, the
Contracted Jump Master. So I think that's all the JTL stuff.
On the side.
Yep, and then we have Commandeer on the side. So yeah, I like this. This is a solid start, and I think maybe I'll build this out before I go to tonight. I'm meeting up with Nathan at the Haven. You're more than welcome to join us. We're gonna play some. We're gonna run some games and record some games for the YouTube. So yeah, man, I like where this is. We'll have to test it out at locals, man.
Yeah,
it'll be cool. Well,
I'll have to get parts.
Yeah, we'll go into final thoughts segment. So overall, what are your honest thoughts on Palp and the meta? And how do you think? What do you think? Like, what matchups do you think will just be near impossible for us? And where do you think this deck will actually like really stand out and do well against?
Well, Palp struggles into aggro a lot. It's a very it's very coin flippy when you like are dealing with a lot of damage in space. So you gotta draw your sentinels, you gotta draw some removal. And then you gotta, on top of that, see if you can get a ramp in around like the mid game to like get to like your big stuff that you can stop them with, like Cad Banes. Like in the aggro matchup, you definitely want to find maybe like just some removal. Like you want to find the Traitorous.
Yeah.
You want to find the Contracted Jump Master to stop space. And you know, the Indebted Crimson Dawns and the No Goods are pretty good as well to stop aggro pretty fast.
Yeah, and then I think unmasking in there helps a little, like subtle control, because you're able to just pull the stuff out of their hands. So maybe you're not controlling the board state, but you're controlling their hand. So I do like the splash of hand hate there, and that's why I think the Bazines are also going to help us out a lot, because with discard we could smuggle her, play her later, or maybe pop her out with our Vader.
I think against aggro, it's not the most important thing to like be hand hating. Against like the tempo decks is very important to hand hate. Like against Quinlan, against Han. Han is like the biggest, like you hand hate Han and it hurts.
Yeah.
I would almost even think like Scanning Officer maybe in the side. I just thought about that now, but you know, in a later iteration of the deck, well, I think Scanning Officer is insane. I played Scanning Officer and Palp Green on my main board, and I even played it up against Quinlan. I was playing against Quinlan at Cool Stuff, and at just Scanning Officer, I took one resource on the first turn play, and that just gave me the entire game right there.
Yeah, I can see that being really annoying against Han, but other than Han, like, well, there's a lot of decks running Hotshot Blaster that are in the meta too.
Quinlan runs Cassian and Hotshot Blaster.
Yeah, I do think Scanning Officer needs to sneak her way in here. She also turns on the Emperor's Royal Guard, and that would put us at 3 different units that turn on the Sentinel for Emperor's Royal Guard. So maybe there's a way we slide her in here. I'm gonna
Officer, you can test out Bazine.
I'm gonna build this version before I go tonight, and I'll let you know how the resupply carriers work out and all this other fun stuff we splashed in here, man.
Play it on the 6 and 7 resource turn, because you literally just like on the 7 resource turn, it's even better because you go 6, you play resupply carrier, you ramp, you're an 8, and now you can use the pay 1 sack with palpability. You draw a card, you ping a unit, and then you flip and steal that pinged unit.
I also think you're able to play OB on the resupply carrier too. That would be a nice target for that. On the flip turn as well, if you don't already have like a Cad Bane or a Maul out. Well, man, thanks for helping me whip this up, dude. Any last words for the people on YouTube? Any shout outs, anything at all?
Everybody play, like, you know, mid-range, all right? Nobody play aggro, all right? Nobody. No Kaz, no Sabine. Just let us have our fun, okay?
Yeah, let's play it. Let's do a friendly meta here in these next couple PQs in Florida, huh? Guys, make sure to check out our our website, tudabase.com. Our link to our Discord will be in the description if you're looking to just chat with us, play some games, get into the deck building forum that we have that's really active. We'd love to have you. Shout out to the Haven Games for sponsoring this video. And guys, we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.